Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me this afternoon. My name is Shannon, and I'm a graduate student with Attach Niagara. I'll be leading today's Wellness Hour on distress tolerance, which is our ability to tolerate and manage our emotions in stressful situations. We will also discuss ways that we can self-soothe. Before we dive in, however, I invite you to join me in a short guided meditation that will help us to bring awareness to our five senses. When you're in the throes of an overwhelming emotion, it can hook you in completely. Mindfulness practice helps you notice when this happens. When you do notice you are feeling overwhelmed, you can use this exercise to bring yourself back to the here and now. It takes just a few minutes and extends an invitation to be present. Leaving the eyes open, notice 5 things you can see. You can say them out loud or silently in your head. With each of these 5 sights, pause to take them in completely. Next, notice 4 things you can feel in the body. Note them out loud or in your head, and rest your attention with each sensation for a deep breath. Now, name 3 things you can hear. Try to choose 3 different sounds, not the same noise 3 times. Note 2 things you can smell. If you cannot seem to smell 2 things at this moment, feel free to choose 2 smells that you generally enjoy. Finally, find 1 thing you can taste. It may be the leftover taste of a meal, your toothpaste, or just your breath. If you cannot connect with one in the moment, note a taste you enjoy in general. Now I invite you to notice how you feel following this practice. And I invite you to bring yourself back to this practice when you feel an overwhelming emotion coming up. As I mentioned earlier, distress tolerance refers to our ability to tolerate and manage our emotions in stressful situations. We all have different levels of tolerance for distress. Dan Siegel's model of the window of tolerance demonstrates this well. We all have a normal window, and this normal looks different for everyone. Some individuals might have a very large window of tolerance, while others may have a shorter window. Throughout the day, there is an ebb and flow happening within this window. However, when something triggers us and causes distress, it sends us outside of this window. If we go above the window, we are stuck on, which can feel like an excess of energy and negative feelings that we just want to discharge. If we go below the window, we get stuck on off, which could feel like a lack of energy or motivation, at which point we need to be stimulated. When our window is small and we have a low tolerance for distress, it could take a very small amount of stress to make us feel overwhelmed, and this could lead to harmful behaviors and choices. Unfortunately, painful emotions and stress are a normal part of the human experience, and so we cannot avoid these entirely. However, the DBT model teaches us that we can accept and tolerate distress once we accept that pain and negative experiences are inevitable. And using a variety of techniques we can learn to tolerate this distress. The following skills will help you to tolerate painful events, urges, and emotions when you cannot make things better right away. The first DBT distress tolerance skill we will explore is the stop skill. This is a great resource for managing overwhelming emotions as soon as they arise, no matter where you are. This skill has 4 steps that follow the acronym STOP. Stop, take a step back, observe, and proceed mindfully. The first step is to stop. Stop what you are doing and what you're about to do. Do not react. Literally freeze your body and your muscles if necessary. This prevents you from doing what your emotions want you to do, from acting without thinking. This helps you to remain in control. The second step is to take a step back. Take a deep breath and go take a quick break. This could be anything from walking to another room, making yourself a cup of coffee, taking a few sips of water, or taking a few long, slow, deep breaths. Anything that will give you time to calm down and think instead of reacting impulsively. The third step is to observe. Notice what you're thinking in this moment and what you're feeling. Bring your attention to your body. Notice what is going on outside of you. Try not to bring judgment to your noticings. Just allow yourself to become aware of what is going on. This will stop you from jumping to conclusions and allow you to gather the facts so that you can better understand what is really happening and what your options are. Finally, you will proceed mindfully. Before acting, consider your thoughts, feelings, and goals. Consider the thoughts and feelings of others involved in the situation. Consider the situation itself. This gives your brain time to process what is happening and to come up with a solution that will be beneficial for everyone involved. The next DBT strategy for distress tolerance allows you to actually alter your body's chemistry in order to reduce any overwhelming emotions. This is another acronym. TIP stands for temperature, intense exercise, paced breathing, and paired muscle relaxation. First, when you notice overwhelming emotions creeping up and taking over, alter the temperature of your face. Specifically, you want to cool it down. You can either dunk your face in a bowl of cold water, but no colder than 50 degrees Fahrenheit, for 30 seconds. Or you could hold an ice pack to your cheeks and eyes for 30 seconds as well. Second, do some intense exercise to discharge all that extra pent-up energy you're now holding. This might look different depending on where you are, but any intense short exercise will do. You could go for a run or a fast walk, dance, jump around, lift some weights, punch a pillow, whatever works for you to get that energy out. Third, practice some paced breathing to slow your breathing down, especially after doing some intense exercise. You want to take some slow, deep breaths all the way down into your belly. When you exhale, make sure it is longer than your inhale. So for example, if you breathe in for a count of 5, you can try breathing out for a count of 7. And aim to complete 5 or 6 breaths per minute. This might take a few minutes to achieve, but the goal is just to slow your breathing down and to regulate it. And finally, pair some muscle relaxation with your paced breathing. While breathing in, tense all of the muscles in your body. You don't want to cause cramping, you just want to feel the tension. And notice how this feels for you. While breathing out, in your mind, tell yourself, relax, and let go of the tension in your body when you say relax. Notice how this feels for you. And after completing these steps, notice the intensity of your emotions and whether they now feel less intense than before. The next technique is distraction. By distracting ourselves from the situation and our overwhelming emotions, we prevent making things worse by reacting impulsively. DBT proposes several categories we can use to come up with ideas to distract ourselves. An easy way to remember these categories is by using the acronym ACCEPTS. Let's go through each category of this acronym one by one and explore some ideas for each. And while we do this, see if you can come up with other ideas that have worked for you in the past or that you would like to try out. So the first category is activities. Focus on doing something you need to get done, or else on doing something you enjoy. You could do some dishes or other chores, watch a movie, spend time with friends or family, or get some exercise. The second category is contributing. Find ways that you can contribute to your community or to others. Maybe do some volunteering, help a friend out with something, reach out to a loved one just to say hi, or make something for someone. The third category is comparisons. Find a way to compare your feelings to something else. You might compare how you're feeling now to a time when you felt different, or you could compare yourself to someone who is less fortunate. The fourth category is emotions. Find ways to make yourself experience different emotions than what you are currently feeling. For example, you could watch a scary movie, or look at some funny memes or videos, or read an emotional story. The fifth category is pushing away. Find a way to mentally walk away from the situation for a while. You could use imagery to imagine a wall being built between you and the thoughts, emotions, or situation, or imagine yourself storing the thoughts in a box somewhere. The sixth category is thoughts. Find a way to shift your thoughts quickly. You could try watching TV or reading, counting to 10, or counting the colors in a picture, or repeating the words of a song to yourself. And the final category is sensations. Distract yourself from your emotions by bringing awareness to your senses, much like we did in the opening guided meditation. You could try practicing that meditation again, or you can listen to some loud music, take a hot bath or a hot shower, or hold some ice in your hand or in your mouth. The final strategy that we'll explore today is self-soothing. This is a way to make ourselves feel good when we are experiencing negative emotions or situations. This involves doing things that feel pleasant or comforting to us, or that provide relief from stress. A great way to come up with self-soothing strategies is to think about what we can do to bring comfort and relaxation to each of our 5 senses. So vision, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. I will provide you with some ideas for each of these, but I invite you to think about things that soothe your senses that I might not have mentioned. To soothe your vision, you could look at some pictures or take a walk through nature. Perhaps you could watch a sunset or a sunrise, or go window shopping. Think about things that you enjoy looking at. To soothe your hearing, you could listen to relaxing music or nature sounds, listen to the sounds outside of your window, or hum or sing your favorite song. To soothe your sense of smell, you could burn a candle or diffuse some essential oils, use your favorite soap or shampoo, bake some cookies, or make yourself a cup of coffee or tea and just breathe in the scent. To soothe your taste buds, you could eat your favorite meal or a yummy dessert, drink a delicious hot beverage, or chew some gum. Finally, to soothe your sense of touch, you could take a hot bath or shower, pet your dog or cat, take a drive with the windows rolled down, put clean sheets on the bed, or cuddle up in a blanket. Even when you aren't experiencing overwhelming emotions, I invite you to pay attention to your senses throughout the day and find enjoyable ways that you can soothe them. Now, I invite you to reflect on all the skills we learned today and to consider which ones, if not all of them, you would like to try. For distraction and self-soothing specifically, I encourage you to take time to prepare a list of strategies or ideas of things you can try for each of the categories. Having this list prepared ahead of time will come in handy in times of emotional distress and will make it that much easier to implement strategies that will help us to feel better. And to wrap up today's Wellness Hour, I will now lead us through another quick guided meditation that will tie everything we learned together and provide more insight into self-soothing. So I invite you to once again get comfortable, to release any tension you might be feeling in your shoulders or anywhere else in your body. and to take a deep breath down into your belly and to release it with a sigh. In this exercise, I'm going to highlight the necessary skill of bringing awareness to something that feels self-soothing and protective to you for times when you need it most. Even when you're incredibly busy or intensely stressed out, there are several ways to find a way to soothe yourself and feel safer, cared for, and calm. The first thing I recommend when you notice that you're stressed is to simply stop. Pause what you're doing, as long as it's safe to do so, of course, and allow yourself to simply be still. And this is a great time to use the stop skill that we learned today. The next step is to breathe. Simply notice yourself breathing in and out. Don't try to alter the pace of your breathing. Just notice it as the air flows in through your nose, what it feels like as it moves down towards your belly, and again as it comes back up through your body and out through your nose. Now notice what's going on in your body. What sensations can you feel? Try to reflect. What's causing this emotion? How can I respond in a way that benefits myself and others in a compassionate way? And finally respond. Do what you feel is kind, responsible, and fair to yourself and to others. By repeating this exercise, you can decrease stress, anxiety, and the resurfacing of trauma over the long term. Your body will also thank you, as daily stressors will take their toll over time. Additionally, you can also try taking several long, slow breaths. Singing, listening to music, calling a friend, going for a walk outside, or preparing a healthy meal. When you feel stressed or overwhelmed, remember that there are always a number of things you can do to soothe yourself and to find protection. I recommend pausing, breathing, noticing what you feel in your body, reflecting on your best, most appropriate response, and then responding with kindness. Oftentimes, going for a walk, talking with a friend, or finding a way to take care of yourself is an outstanding response. I also invite you to reflect on and practice the skills that we learned today and find out which ones work for you. Thank you for your practice today, and thank you for your mindfulness. I also thank you for joining me in today's wellness hour, and I hope you learned something valuable and something that you can start practicing in your day-to-day life. Please feel free to leave any questions or comments in the comments below, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.